Hi students, welcome to Vidya Guru's YouTube channel, and in today's session we will talk about the difference between simple interest and compound interest. So if you like the session, press the like button for sure, share the video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. While subscribing, also press the bell icon so that you get the notifications of all the videos that we upload. We upload current affairs, English vocabulary, a whole lot of sessions, and you'll be getting the notifications only when you press the bell icon. This session, as you can see, is in English medium for those students who are from South India, from Northeast India, who have a difficulty understanding Hindi. This session is especially for them. And those who want to watch the video in Hindi, for them, there is a special session in the playlist. So the tricks and shortcuts that we discussed today are going to be really beneficial. Watch the video till the end, because in the end, I'm also going to give you a practice question, which I'll be explaining in the next video. So let's get started with the first question, which is about the difference between simple interest and compound interest. The question says simple interest and compound interest that can be earned in 2 years at the same rate, at the same principal are rupees 4,000 and 4180 respectively. The simple interest earned in 2 years is 4,000 rupees. For compound interest, the value is 4180. As you know, that there is a basic difference between simple interest and compound interest. Let's first of all understand it in detail. When I talk about the simple interest, the interest remains the same. Students' interest remains the same every year. In the first year, the interest earned will be equal to the interest earned in the second year, and it will remain the same for each year. That means in case of simple interest, you are earning the same interest. Interest is the same. Students' interest is the same for the same time duration. For each year, the interest remains the same. And in case of simple interest, please note carefully, in case of simple interest, you get interest only on the principal. That means only on the sum of money, which you had deposited at the start. You get interest only on this principal, and that is why the interest remains the same every year. Interest will be the same every year. You are getting interest only on the sum of money which you had deposited at the start. What is the difference in case of compound interest? Students, in case of compound interest, you will be getting interest on the sum of money. The sum or the principal which you had deposited at the start. Of course, you get interest on that. But in addition to it, you also get the interest on interest. You also get interest on interest which you earn every year. So every year you earn some interest. So even on that interest which you have earned, you will be getting interest in case of compound interest. I know that the simple interest for 2 years is 4,000 rupees. And just now I told you that the simple interest will remain the same for each year. That means in the first year, the simple interest was 2,000 rupees. And even in the second year, the interest was nothing but 2,000. That is how in 2 years, you earned a total simple interest of 4,000 rupees. I told you the interest earned every year will be the same. Interest earned every year will be the same in case of simple interest. So in the first year, you earned 2,000 rupees, and in the second year, you earned 2,000 rupees. And what was this 2,000? This 2,000 is nothing but the interest which you are receiving on the principal. It is nothing but the interest which you are receiving on the principal. Now let's look at compound interest and how it works. In case of the first year, there is no difference between simple interest and compound interest, because in case of the first year, you will be getting interest only on the principal. Look at the first year for compound interest. For the first year, the interest is nothing but 2,000. There is no difference between simple interest and compound interest for the first year, because for the first year, you will be receiving interest only on the principal. So this 2,000 rupees is nothing but the interest earned on the principal. Now ask yourself, what is the total interest that you have earned in 2 years? In case of compound interest, the total interest is 4180 rupees. It automatically means, students, that in the second year, look at the second year. In the second year, you must have earned 2180 rupees as the interest. 2180 was the interest which was earned in the second year. Now let me break it up. 2180 is nothing but 2000. 2000 the interest which you earned on the principal. The interest which you earn on the principal every year. That is 2000 rupees plus 180. 180 is the additional component, students. 180 is nothing but the interest on interest which I was talking about. Interest on interest, which is the additional component in case of CI. So in case of CI, what is the additional component? Nothing but interest on interest. So what was the interest earned in the previous year? Interest earned in the first year was 2000 rupees. So in fact this 180, students, this 180 is nothing but the interest on the 2000 rupees which was the interest for the first year. 2000 was the interest for the first year. So now in case of compound interest, you will be getting interest on this 2000 rupees as well. So in fact this 180, students, this 180 is the interest that you have got from the first year's interest. So ask yourself, 180 is what percent of 2000? 180 is what percent of 2000? In order to calculate the percentage, I will multiply it with 100. So zeros will get cancelled. Zeros will get cancelled and 2 nines are 18. So very simply 9%. Students, 180 is nothing but 9%. 180 is nothing but 9% of 2000. So the rate of interest was 9%. We did not even use the formulae for simple interest and compound interest. Logically speaking, through our shortcuts, we got the answer 9%. Now we will move to the next question and let's see what it says. Now this question talks about 3 years. Find the difference between compound interest and simple interest for 3 years. The interest is getting compounded yearly. On a sum of rupees 2,500, the rate of interest is 30%. Students, now let's focus on the rate of interest, which is 30%. And the sum, as you know, is rupees 2,500. So 30% off. Students, 30% of 2,500. 30% is nothing but 3 by 10. You could have straight away written 3 by 10 or you can write 30% as you wish. So 30% of 2,500, that means 750 rupees. So basically 750 rupees. 750 rupees is the interest earned in the first year. Simple interest. Students, simple interest for the first year is 750 rupees. Because the question told us that the interest is 30% per annum. Per annum means 1 year. In 1 year, you will be getting 30%. 30% as the interest. 30% of what? 30% of the money, of the sum which you had deposited. So 30% of 2,500 is nothing but 750. And as you know, simple interest will remain the same for all 3 years. So in the first year you earned 750. Similarly, in the second year you earned 750. And even in the third year you have earned 750 rupees. That is the total simple interest that you have earned in 3 years. Because the duration is 3 years. In 1 year, you are earning 30% and it will remain the same for all 3 years. Now let's talk about the compound interest and let's work it out very, very smartly. In case of compound interest, you know that for the first year, there will be no difference. There will be no difference. That means compound interest for the first year will be 750 rupees. Sure? And what is this 750? Nothing but, students, this 750 is nothing but the interest which you earn on the principal. The interest which you earn on the principal will remain the same for the second year as well. For the second year as well, you will be getting 750. This 750 is nothing but the interest which you have earned on the principal. But what is the additional component? Students, as I told you, the additional component is interest on interest. So from the second year, you will start receiving the interest on interest. What was the interest earned in the first year? The interest earned in the first year was 750 rupees. So in the second year, you will be getting interest even on this 750, which was the interest for the first year. So in the second year, you will get 30%. 30%, that means 3 by 10. 3 by 10 of 750. 30% of 750, which is nothing but, if you calculate, it is nothing but 225. So students, 225, this additional component is nothing but the interest which you have earned. This is the interest which you have earned on the interest for the previous year. Sure? So now let's think about the third year. In the third year, 750 will remain as it is because it is the interest which you have earned on the principal. It is the interest which you have earned on the principal. And now let's look at the interest on interest component. So now let's think of all the interest that you have earned till now. Let's think of all the interest that you have earned till now. In the first year, you earned this 750. So you will be getting 30% on this 750. First thing, you will be getting 30% on this 750. That means there will be a 225 rupees. Because just now we calculated 30% of 750 is nothing but 225. So write it down. It is the compound interest. It is the compound interest for basically the first 750. It is the compound interest for the first 750, the interest on interest. Sure? There was another 750 rupees. There was another 750 rupees which you earned as the interest in the second year. Sure? So you will be getting interest even on this. So again, 30%, students, 30% of this second 750 will be 225. So what is the second 225? Where does it come from? The second 225 comes from the second 750 rupees. Comes from the second 750 rupees. That means the 750 rupees which you can see in the second year. Now there is one more component. You will be getting 30% of the 225, which was also the interest earned in the second year. So now 30%, that means 3 by 10. 30% of this 225 will also be the interest that you earn. So 225 into 3, it becomes 675. There is a 10, that is why it becomes 67.5. So 67.5 rupees, students, is the interest that you have earned on the 225 rupees. On the 225 rupees which you had earned in the second year. So now the question says we have to find out the difference. It was the 3 750s. These 3 750s are the total simple interest, for 3 years. Look at compound interest. In compound interest, the 3 750s are there. So remove these 3 750s. Remove these 3 750s and the additional component. Students, the additional component is the difference. Because you can clearly see in case of compound interest, apart from these 3 750s, there are some additional components. And these additional components are nothing but the difference. These additional components are the difference between simple interest and compound interest. So let's calculate. Let's add all these figures. Let's first of all look at the 225s. How many 225s you have? 1, 2 and 3. So you have 3 225s. 3 225s, that means 675. 225 into 3 becomes 675, plus there is the additional 67.5. Plus there is the additional 67.5. So that will be 742.5. When you add these two, 675 plus 67.5, you get 742.5 rupees. So this 742.5 rupees is the difference between compound interest and simple interest for 3 years. Students, till now, as you can see, we have not used any formulae and we have not memorized anything. We have till now approached all these questions using our logical shortcuts. But sometimes what happens? Sometimes you will find a question where using a short trick straight away gives you a quicker answer. And let's look at that question now. It says the difference of compound interest and simple interest for 3 years and for 2 years are in the ratio 23:7. We have to find out the percentage rate of interest. One look at the question and you feel that the data is insufficient, the data is inadequate. All you have been given is 3 years, 2 years and the ratio. Even the principal has not been given. There are no figures, it seems, that we can work with. So how can we find out the rate of interest? Now I will give you a wonderful shortcut, a wonderful short trick. So the difference, note it down carefully, students. The difference, of course, between simple interest and compound interest for 2 years. The difference for 2 years is equal to PR square. PR square upon 100 square. So the direct shortcut for difference when the duration is 2 years is nothing but PR square upon 100 square. And when you are talking about the difference for 3 years, students, the difference for 3 years is what? The difference for 3 years is PR square. PR square into 300 plus R. PR square into 300 plus R divided by 100 cube. Students, that is the difference for simple interest and compound interest when the time duration is 3 years. And you have been given the ratio. So now let's apply this short trick and find out the ratio. Now you know that difference for 3 years is PR square into 300 plus R divided by 100 cube. Difference for 2 years is PR square upon 100 square. So you have been given the ratio. Students, you have been given the ratio. So ratio means nothing but plain division. Plain division. The ratio is 23/7. So let's look at the difference for 3 years. I told you the difference for 3 years is PR square into 300 plus R. This is getting divided by 100 cube. Sure? And it is getting divided by the difference for 2 years. Difference for 2 years is what? PR square divided by 100 square. PR square divided by 100 square, and it is equal to 23/7. We have been given the ratio 23/7. Sure? Now you can clearly see that this denominator will get inversed. It will get inversed. So we will be left with PR square into 300 plus R divided by 100 cube. Sure? And the 100 square. The 100 square will now appear because it is getting inversed. So this 100 square will now appear in the numerator. So in numerator we have 100 square and in denominator we have PR square. Sure? This is equal to 23/7. So PR square gets cancelled with PR square. Very simple. PR square gets cancelled with PR square. 100 square and 100 cube get cancelled. So in the denominator we are left with 100. Students, in the denominator we are left with 100. So now what is left? 300 plus R. 300 plus R divided by 100. That is left in the left hand side, and in the right hand side we have 23/7. Now all you need to do is cross multiply. So when we cross multiply, we will be getting what? 2100, 2100 plus 7R. 2100 plus 7R, this is equal to 2300. So 7R becomes equal to 200. 7R becomes equal to 200, and R, the percentage rate of interest, is nothing but 200/7. So students, 200/7%. 200/7% was the answer which we got by straight away applying this short trick. So you need to memorize this short trick for sure. And with that, I will be giving you a practice question. Students, I will be giving you a practice question for today's session. And note this question carefully. Note this question carefully. I will be explaining this question in the next session. So make sure you answer this in the comment box. Take a picture. Take a picture of this question and provide me with the answer for sure. And now it is time for the previous video's question. The previous video was on ratio and proportion. So now let's look at the question. The ratio of number of cans of orange, pineapple and mixed fruit juices kept in a store is 8:9:15. What are the three cans that we have? We have orange, we have what? We have pineapple, and we also have, students, mixed fruit. We also have mixed fruit. So what is the ratio? The ratio is 8 is to 9 is to 15. That means orange. The number of cans for orange is 8 parts. The number of cans for pineapple is nothing but 9 parts. And the number of cans for mixed fruit is nothing but 15 parts. Sure? We all agree on this? If the store sells, this was the initial stock, 8 parts, 9 parts, 15 parts, that was the initial stock. Now the store has sold some cans. If the store sells 25%, 33.33% and 20% of orange, pineapple and mixed fruit cans respectively, then what is the ratio of the cans in the remaining stock? That means 25% of orange has been sold. 25% is nothing but, students, 25% is nothing but 1 by 4. 25% is 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 has been sold. 1 by 4 of orange cans have been sold. If 1 by 4 has been sold, that means 3 by 4 is left. 3 by 4 is left. 3 by 4 of what? Students, 3 by 4 of 8 parts. Initially, we had 8 parts of orange cans. So 3/4 is left, and what does it turn out to be? It turns out to be 6 parts. So 6 parts orange juice. 6 parts orange juice cans are left because 25% was used. Now let's look at the second figure, 33.33%. So 33.33% is nothing but 1 by 3. Students, it is nothing but 1 by 3. So 1/3 is consumed. Students, 1/3 is consumed. That means what is left? From pineapple, if 1/3 gets consumed, 2/3 is left. 2/3 of how many? 2/3 of 9 parts. 2/3 of 9 parts is left. So what will it turn out to be? 3 3s are 9, 2 3s are 6. So even pineapple cans left is nothing but 6 parts. Sure? 20% of mixed fruit is left. 20% means 1 by 5. You must know, students, 20% is nothing but 1 by 5. So if 1 by 5 is consumed, if 1/5 is consumed, what is left? 4/5 is left. So 4/5 of these 15 parts, mixed fruit, 4/5 of these 15 parts is left. What does that mean? If you calculate, it means 12 parts are left. So 12 parts are left for mixed fruit. Now you can very easily find out the ratio. The ratio left is 6 parts is to 6 parts is to 12 parts. That means, students, 6 is to 6 is to 12. 6 is to 6 is to 12. That is the ratio of the remaining cans. If you simplify it further, the simplest form will be 1 is to 1 is to 2. Simply because 6, 6 and 12, all of them can be divided by 6. So the final ratio, the simplest ratio will be 1 is to 1 is to 2. That is the answer. So students, with that, we will wind up today's session. I hope you have understood the shortcuts and tricks. And if you want to join our complete program, the numbers are given on the screen. So use these numbers, call up our online team and get more details about the complete course. Because when you join the complete course, you get not only all the videos that we have provided to you, all the videos. Apart from that, there will be test series and study material as well. So with that, I'll be signing off. Thank you so much.